Communication Air.
Welcome to episode 96 of the Communication Air Podcast, the community patch episode of Nintendo is fumbling the Nintendo Switch 2's launch real hard. And before we get into it, I just want to say Trump sucks and the tariffs suck and like everything sucks right now.
Are we doing this?
We're doing this.
It sucks. Yeah.
So,
Fuck Donald Trump.
Now we're gonna make him bleep. Now we're gonna make him.
Now we're gonna have to make an explicit tag or whatever. No, it's fine. You get 2 F-bombs in an episode. We just use them. I don't know. But we have special guest, the Drip and Geeb Podcast here. No cheesy tonight because he knew what we were going to talk about and what I was going to open with, and he's like, I don't want any part of that.
It's fair. It's understandable.
Thanks for joining. And for people that, I truly believe that Trump sucks, but also there is some context with Drip and Geeb on that. So,
we're talking about that. Oh, we're going there. Oh, I can't wait to talk about
because
this.
I want that person on the show. So of course I gotta talk about it.
Yeah, you have to pander. Yes, you have to pander a little bit. That's understandable. You gotta do what you gotta do.
You don't want that guy on your show. You don't want him on your show.
But welcome.
Who does it?
That was wild. But you should follow Geeb at Geeb you post, or did you post it on the Drip and Geeb?
I posted on my personal. It's more of a me thing than it was a us thing. Although it was directed at both me and Drip. I guess if you don't know, you guys probably don't know what we're talking about. Am I doing this, Johnny? I think
I don't care.
Explain. So I didn't know we were doing this.
Dad's not here. Dad's not here tonight.
I'm more than welcome, or I'm more than willing to talk about it. I just want to leave it off our podcast. If you want to talk about yours, that's fine. Yeah, but on our podcast, I avoided the subject, and that's for good reason. Because when people come to our show, they want to escape politics. And Drip and I talk about it.
You can't escape politics now.
Oh, we're not allowed. Listen, we're not allowed. If we try to, we're spineless. We're spineless cowards. Actually, is what we are.
People who know me at this point know that I hate Donald Trump and everything that he stands for. But I'm not trying to bring that negativity into our podcast because it's just not the place for it. People try to do escape politics. And I respect everybody, even if you're a Nazi, apparently. I don't. Fuck Nazis. But so basically, we talked about tariffs. We talked about tariffs on our show.
It's off the rails so early. Off the rails.
We talked about tariffs on the show. And I didn't say fuck Donald Trump. And apparently because I didn't say fuck Donald Trump, that makes our podcast...
Hey, we ran out of F-bombs a long time ago.
Yeah, I might actually have to mark this one as explicit. It might be the first ever episode where I have to mark it explicit.
These are not my words. I'm quoting him and his cronies over there. And I'm not going to name him. I don't think I need to. But like, we were accused of being a Nazi sympathetic podcast because we didn't say fuck Trump when we were talking about tariffs. And I'm just like, whatever, man, whatever,
Yeah, dude, I don't talk. I do post about it on like my personal Twitter and stuff, so people know I would hope that they know my beliefs. And if you're listening to this podcast, I've even talked about it on this show, especially for like the grifters. I hate the right wing grifters as well. So if that offends you, like, just stop listening, man. Leave a bad review. I don't care. Like, I don't want to be associated with you. Like, dude, like, come on.
Yeah. Geeb and I have had our things with politics and this and that and whatever. And it is what it is. It is what it is. I am someone who really stays out of all that. I think it's all madness at this point, but yeah. Donald Trump kind of fucking sucks. And tariffs also have made this entire thing not only hard for us, but hard for Nintendo as well. Like,
I got to change my name. The amiibo are too expensive.
Dude,
$40.
Yes! What's going
$40
on
amiibos.
$40.
Dude, I'm done.
30 and 40.
I'm out.
Well, I'm definitely... it's because I guess they're made in China.
Yeah.
So they're getting hit with the 140% tariff or whatever.
I think it's 240.
Well, that's
today, 240 today.
Is
yeah,
it
so
today?
it's
Are you sure?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
nobody
not-
knows.
He's changing it. So.
But yeah, so they, for those who don't know, the new amiibo price was going to be $20. Now it's $30. And those Street Fighter amiibo, they were 30. Now they're 40. So like you can't avoid talking about the tariffs when you talk about like what we're seeing with the pricing.
Yeah,
Like,
not
you
right
can't.
now.
Again, it wasn't the tariff. We talked
No,
about the
I know.
tariffs.
Yeah, I get it.
It wasn't
I get
the
it.
tariffs of the problem. Yeah.
I get it. All right. Anyway, that was the wildest opening to Communication Air ever. If you got to episode 95,
That's on you. That's on
Well
you, brother.
done.
You didn't tell us we were doing that. You told us you were doing something, but not that.
Yeah, well-
I wasn't expecting that.
well, I knew like I wanted to. I don't know. I wanted to address it.
I'm gonna bounce. I'm gonna pop out like a Jack in the Box if you wind me up. It's what's gonna happen.
I did have something else, but now I forget. And whatever. I'm done with that. But before we get into the topic, tell the people where they can find you.
On Twitter, being a Nazi sympathizer. No.
Jesus.
No. These are jokes. The Drip and Geeb Podcast, one and the only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At Drip Geeb.
Yeah. There.
YouTube.
And we're good people, unlike this person who said these things to us.
Yeah, we're not Nazis. We're not.
No,
Swear.
the opposite,
Swear.
really. Pretty
All right,
far
all right.
from that.
Swear.
You might want to edit this one just a couple.
I never edit anything either. So like,
He's like,
this is,
why would I leave Johnny with these two? Why would I do that? That's what he's saying.
if Cheesy, I hope Cheesy joins in now. I hope he just hops in, and we don't mention anything.
Yeah,
don't mention
don't say a
anything.
word.
Don't say a word.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Don't say a word.
All right. Well, leave reviews. I'm sure we're gonna get some very lovely reviews after this one.
This
5-star
may be the
reviews.
genius thing, by the way.
5-star
Maybe
reviews on Spotify, Apple, comment, and all that fun stuff. But yeah, so last week we talked about how at least I thought that Nintendo was fumbling how they're handling the launch of the Switch 2. And since then, we had a Direct. We had a Mario Kart World. I keep forgetting the name of that. Mario Kart World Direct. And I don't know about you guys, but I felt it was kind of pointless. We didn't really learn anything new.
Absolutely pointless.
And, they during the Treehouse or at some point, Bill Trennan said, like, hey, if you don't agree with the price, you watch this Direct because it will sell you on it. And I don't think it did.
Yeah, no, he wasn't the only one saying that either. Doug Bowser was talking about that too. There were several people coming out talking about, oh yeah, just wait, because you're going to see that. You're going to see why it's worth $80. I didn't see at all why this game's worth $80. It's a Mario Kart game. It's just a Mario Kart game, and if anything, it's like taking things from other racing games, but those don't cost $80 either. Hell, a lot of them don't even cost $70.
Well, Forza Horizon just came out on PlayStation, and I think they're charging 50? 60. Okay. I mean, again, the game is 4 or 5 years old now, though.
Yeah, it's a 5-year-old game, but
yeah, I mean, but it also has like 10 times the content that Mario Kart has.
Mario Kart,
especially if this is all they're showing us is what they have. Like, I just don't see it.
Can I defend
price tag.
that argument though? The content thing, yeah, it might have more content, but first of all, Mario Kart is very different than all those other racing games out there. It's why it's been this. That's why it's been on top of its class since it came out. And it doesn't matter how much more content Horizon might have. If you're someone who wants to play Mario Kart, this is the best Mario Kart they've ever made, newest and shiniest they've ever made, and you're gonna want to play this over for hours and over hours and hours over Horizon if you like that sort of thing. So I mean, I'm not going to be defending Nintendo too much today, but when the time is right like this, I feel like people who play Mario Kart want this. And if you don't want Mario Kart, that's totally fine. Don't buy the game. And yes, $80 is expensive. And yes,
I feel like that's a reason not to defend them though. Because it's like we know you're gonna play Mario Kart. We're gonna charge you $80.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I'm defending Mario Kart, not
I'm marking
Nintendo
it explicit. We're gone.
Okay,
We're off the
okay,
rails. We're
okay.
gone.
All right.
I'm defending Mario Kart and not Nintendo necessarily because the price is not justified. I agree with you guys, but I'm defending Mario Kart because again, I like Horizon, but I love Mario Kart, and I'd rather play 1,000 hours of Mario Kart with less content than 10 hours of Horizon with more. That's just me. And there's a lot of people like me out there. In fact, there's people out there who like it even more than I do. And they're through the roof happy about this. And 10 extra bucks, is it really going to make that big of a difference in terms of you personally? If you couldn't afford 70, or if you can't afford 80, you probably couldn't afford 70 either.
Yeah,
So,
I mean that's such a hard argument because like $10. It's $10, right? That's Starbucks, like for a morning or whatever. So it's hard to be like, it's not that much money, but if this sets a precedent and every game moving forward is going to be $80, which we know it's not, but
well, see, we know because we're not stupid. There's a lot of people out there on the internet though that are stupid, and they're going, "Oh no, every game is going to be $80 now," and it's like, no, no, it's not. In fact, they're going to be majority 70. The few
except for the Switch 2 versions for some reason, like Kirby's 80.
You can't think of it like that though. You got to think of it like you're getting $60 Switch game with $20 DLC, and they're making you pay for it all at once. That's the way you have to think about it.
But that's like terrible. The Kirby is 3 years old.
I agree. I'm not saying I agree with the methodology, but it's misleading. And it's spreading misinformation to go, Kirby's $80. This is an outrage. It's $60.
But if you look at the Switch 2 version of Kirby, like people aren't going to know that there is a Switch 1 version. Like they're just not going to know.
Again, this is on Nintendo because it's bad marketing. It's not just the Switch 2 version. It's also the Switch 2 version plus DLC. Whereas Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild are Switch 2 versions. Flat. This is Switch 2 version plus DLC. 10
yeah,
but
10. Tears of the Kingdom is $80 because for the Switch 2 version because it's $10 on top of the 70.
Right.
So it's
and
80.
then they've so yeah, again, Nintendo's botching this. I mean,
okay. So wait, then wait, hold on. I'm confused. Then is Breath of the Wild?
Yeah,
Breath of the Wild is 70, and then if you want to buy the DLC, it's another 20.
80.
Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom is 80.
80.
Yeah.
But actually, yeah, if you want the DLC with Breath of the Wild, then actually Breath of the Wild is 70. What, 80?
It's 90. It's
about
90.
$100.
Yeah.
Holy
it's really poor. It's really poor market. Like
it is really bad marketing.
It's a bad strategy for sales as well because
you know what it is.
You're confusing consumers because you're making consumers think that Kirby is an $80 game when it's really a $60 game that you get optional DLC for, but it's not optional. They should have made it optional upgrades. They should have just sold Kirby as is and then just sold you $10 for Switch 2 or a $10 for DLC. Like, I mean, I could go on and on, but go ahead.
Well, let me present this to you guys. Here's how I'm seeing this. Here's how I'm seeing this, and this is Nintendo right now to me. And the reason that they're messing this up so much is because they just won't stand up and say, "This is what we're doing. This is the price. Here it is." Whatever, like whatever. They want to hide. They want to say, "Oh, well, there's the price." They're gone. They're gone. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about anything. But they want to tell everybody that works for them. This is a big thing in the company. Our games are they're up here. They are S-tier games. They are worth the money. That's why they don't go on sale. That's why they do this. But they don't put that out. They just don't do it. You know what I mean? They just don't put them on sale. They just don't. They don't make that the message. Like we put quality out. That's why this cost this cost. If they were just backing it up with like, it's quality. That's what it is. This is where we stand. This is where we are. That's why it costs what it costs. And basically, leave this part out. But if you like it, cool. If you don't, kick rocks. The problem is they keep hiding all of it, and it just makes them look so. It's like you want to be Apple, but you're afraid to be Apple. You know what I mean? You're scared. You're gonna charge and stuff, but then you're gonna hide and see what everybody says and wait. Like, is it cool? Is it cool? Oh no, it's not cool. What do we do? Oh, and they're free. Like, just do it. If you're gonna do it, just do it.
If I could, Johnny, I want to follow that up too and back Drip up because Kip from I'm sorry,
Kit.
Kit from Kit and Krista posted a short a week ago or a few days ago, and was saying basically what Drip was just saying here, but in a different way. He was talking specifically about Nintendo of America's Twitter account, social media accounts, and Nintendo's making announcements all the time, like the prices, and of course they kept it out of the direct, but they announced it elsewhere, and they're making these announcements elsewhere, like the price of things and how things work. But if you scroll their social media, in particular Nintendo of America Twitter, scroll it, go ahead and look. There's not a single thing about like information about that. It's all gameplay, trailers, fun little things. They're completely avoiding their how many million subscribers or your followers on Twitter, and that is and Kip said I used to be in charge of that. I was on the team for that, and Kit. I keep saying Kit, I'm sorry. Kit he used to be in charge of the don't give me that look, Drip. Kit was in
Kip. It's my boy Kip.
I used to know a guy, Kip.
Aren't you on a professional podcast? Like, shouldn't you know these things?
No, I'm not. I'm professional. Did you hit the game? That's for show.
I don't know. Wasn't there like a? Wasn't there, I feel like I saw a post or a review or something about how you guys were supposed to be. Yeah, that you were supposed to be experts.
Yeah. Somebody thought we
never claimed that. No one on that show has ever claimed to be an expert about anything. I just want to make that very clear.
But very clear. Electromagnetics and other things.
That is I actually am an expert on electromagnetics. But other than that, nothing.
Okay, going back to Kit. Oh my God,
Kit. I'm gonna get a bad review now because you don't know the difference between Kip and Kit. It's not gonna be because of our intro.
I'm looking at his face. Kit.
He looks like a Kip. I'll give you that. He does look like a Kip.
He does. He used to be in charge of Nintendo of America's, on the team of Nintendo of America's social medias. And he was saying, in his opinion, being somebody who used to be in that position, this is a big, big mistake by Nintendo by not informing their biggest mass of followers, of these changes, and not having, more specifically, not having one place where you can find all this information easily and accessibly. Meaning the price changes and all the things that really matter, not the game trailers. That's where you go to YouTube for that. So just to back Drip up on what he said, if you remember, it was like a year ago. But it was all about how Nintendo's just messing this up, man.
Well, they're hiding.
It was weird because they didn't post about the pre-orders, right? Like that didn't come from, or they didn't tweet about it. They that came from GameStop, I think was the first one.
Correct.
To release that news, and then. Like on YouTube, they've been releasing. I think yesterday they released a trailer for the bundle, the Mario Kart bundle.
Yeah,
and they clearly hid the price at the end. Like there's a
very
picture.
Clearly, yeah.
There's a picture. If people haven't seen the trailer, there's a picture of the bundle, like at the top in the top left hand corner, and then there's just a blank space under it that clearly would have been for the price. And I don't understand. I don't understand why. Like I don't understand why they would hide it because it's set in stone now, right? They confirmed that it's going to be $449 and it's going to be $499 for the bundle. So why are they so sketchy about it? And but they did do something smart this week. They released the updated prices after they revisited them for the tariffs, and they didn't raise the price of the console and the games. I still think that that's baked in, that those prices are already baked. They already took them into account. Like they said, those are pre-tariffs, but it's like,
I mean,
everything. That's exactly what corporations do. Like,
if you're not doing that, it's kind of weird that you wouldn't be. Like, it's not like it's a new thing that just popped up the day before yesterday. You know what I mean? Like, this stuff is, if you're not at least thinking about that at some point, that's much weirder, right?
Well, don't we know that they moved manufacturing from China to Vietnam specifically?
That was years and years ago, though. They did that during the Switch 1 era.
Yeah, but you think they're going to release, a product that they're pretty sure is going to be, have a tariff on it at some point, some amount. Like they would have built that in, but now they look like the good guys for not raising the price of the console and the games. but they had to raise the price of the accessories because of tariffs. But I really think that they had already baked it in. I don't believe anything they said before about how they didn't take it into account yet. And then it's all part. I think it was all part of a plan. It's a big PR stunt. And now like they look like consumer friendly for not raising it. But I don't know if they do because everybody's pissed about the Joy-Cons now.
Yeah. Do they? I don't think they can win at this point. I think they have sat in the back and let everybody else talk around them for way too long at this point. I don't think they can win. Now, I don't want to just like say, oh, the Nintendo Switch 2 is doomed. It's going to sell like crazy. This is going to be nuts. But they look bad. And they look bad because they didn't do the simplest thing, which is just say the thing. Just say the thing. Just say it. That's all you got to do. Say it clearly. One time. That's all you got to do it. It's not like you got to go back and defend yourself every time somebody gets mad. Say it clearly one time. They haven't even done that. That's the biggest part about it. They have not even done that. Like, as you said, you go to their Twitter, not a word. Like, where do you go find their pricing at right now? Except for, other people's.
It is on the website. It is on their website. The Nintendo Switch 2 website.
Okay, so they have updated all that, so you can go see that stuff there. Are the
really
prices
modern
there?
Really
modern. I don't know about the
Amiibo
Amiibo prices. Let me see if that's on there.
That's a big problem, though. That's a big problem. Like nobody wants to go to Nintendo's website.
No, they should have made this a very clear statement. This is what we're doing. This is why we're doing it. You don't got to answer to anybody after that. It's not like they got to be like, well, listen, no, you don't have to do that. You just make a statement. Say what it is. They have not, and that does backfire on a lot of people. That backfires all the time. I mean, people, you can't please everybody, but by saying nothing, you're not only not pleasing everybody, you're pissing everybody off. Like, just say something. Yeah.
They fumbled this from the start when they just avoid, because at first it looked smart until with hindsight, we know it was terrible. But at first it looked smart to avoid the price and talking about that stuff in the actual direct itself, because it's like, oh, it means they can change things if they want. But like that was the biggest mistake they made. That was the beginning of the downfall of this thing.
I don't even know if that was smart either.
Not reserving 5 minutes to talk about how much it costs, what the accessories cost. Okay, they take 3 to 5 minutes in the direct and just talk about in a block the pricing. Here's the
first thing I asked you?
Because it's not like it's a free. What the price is?
No, what's the first thing I asked you at the end of that direct when we were streaming it?
I don't remember.
Why didn't they show us the price? Where's the price? How much does it cost? Why didn't they show us the price?
Yeah.
I think it was a fumble from the beginning. Like, I don't think they looked smart at all by doing this.
They told us the date, right? The release date in that direct, but that was it.
Then I'm like, and?
It's not like this was ever going to be free. It's not like they're it's a charity company. Like, of course we're going to pay for this thing. Let us know how much it's going to cost. What's the big deal? Just own it.
I really don't think even the cost of the console would have been that shocking. Like, I think $450 for what we're getting. Like, I don't think people would have been that upset about it. But then you have the $80 game, you have the $80 Mario Kart price tag on top of that, and then that made everybody lose their mind.
Yep, it piled. It snowballed on them. Everything started to come out slowly and inaccurately. Misinformation was spreading. The stuff that was true was getting mixed with the stuff that wasn't true, and it was snowballing. And it doesn't matter once that snowball starts. The only thing stopping it is a rock.
No, dude. Yeah, a day later, maybe 2 days later, we all still thought that the physical version of Mario Kart was going to cost $90.
Yeah. Right.
Like, how is that coming? Like, it's insane. Well, let me ask you this real quick, both you guys, actually. Because, Johnny, I haven't got to talk to you about this at all. You're cool with the 450, right? Like, that
I'm fine with the price of the console. I mean, ideally it should have been $399. Like, I think that would have been
great.
That would have been what everybody was expecting. $399.
Yeah.
But $450 for what we're getting, like, I don't think that's bad. Especially, I think a Steam Deck. Like, I got a Steam Deck OLED, last year. I think it was last year, and I paid like $650 or $700 for it.
Yeah, when they first, I did. I checked out all the prices of everything after all this thing came out, and I mean, I agree. I feel like now that we have seen what this thing's capable of, and I want to remind you of this too. Do you remember back when the Switch was coming out, and they were starting to show this stuff, and people were like, "Oh, yeah, but it's gonna be." It's this. It's going to be underpowered. You're not going to be able to do this type of stuff. It's not going to be what. And then it came out, and people were like, "Oh, wow, that does a lot more than I thought it was going to do." It's a little bit different this time. People are seeing this, and they're like, "Okay, look at what it can do now." And people are like, "Oh, wow!" Like, remember what we said about the Switch? What we just see this little part of it. Like, imagine what this thing could do. And for $450, I feel like we are getting a deal, honestly.
Like 120 FPS, just 1080p screen with 120 FPS, I think sells $450 right there. And then you have the 4K upscaling output, which like Steam Deck, a lot of people are like, just get a Steam Deck. And it's like, Steam Deck, you need to buy a separate dock. That's another $100 or whatever, $120. So you're paying $450, $500 for the system plus $100 for the dock. You're not getting any of the Nintendo games natively, and you're not gonna get emulators for a while for these Switch 2 games. So
yeah,
I don't know. I'm happy with it. I'm excited. I'm definitely excited for it. It's what I wanted. Like, it's what I've been asking for, is just a more powerful Nintendo Switch. I just don't know how they're going to convince the non-fanboys. I do have, at work today, I was actually talking to a coworker, and he's not really tuned in like we are, but I asked him, I knew he likes Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of Wild. I'm like, are you getting a Switch too? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to pre-order it on Thursday. And then he's like, for only $450. I'm like, only? So maybe casuals don't see that big of a deal.
I think it depends what your bank account looks like. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, sure. I know. Yeah.
It's a huge thing, but you got to think about it this way too. We're talking normies here who don't look at things the way we look at things. You're looking at PS5, like, okay, that does 60 FPS, 4K. This one over here, the Xbox, that's 50 or 60, 120. What do we got here? Yeah, okay, 4K. And then you look at the Switch 2. Oh, handheld? Wait, 120 frames per second? Oh, it's 4K like what? This is this, and it's only 450. Like, and it's a handheld, a hybrid. Like what? It seems like to the normies, it probably seems like a pretty damn good deal.
I think people are. I don't know. I use mine in handheld mode. Like, I use my Switch in handheld mode probably the majority of the time. Like, I don't play it docked unless I'm streaming or something.
Yeah.
And that just reminded me what I wanted to open the show with, and then we went to a completely different direction.
That was you.
When I tell you what it is, you're gonna be like, what the hell? Why did you open it with something else? So I'm challenging your podcast, Drip and Geeb Podcast community, to a Mario Kart Tour like tournament when that comes out.
Okay. All right. Dude, listen, we
most
got
controls.
Some heavy,
Let's go.
Listen,
only most controls.
Let me tell you something. We got some heavy hitters on Mario Kart.
You're going down,
some
man.
Heavy.
Oh,
hitters.
no way,
down.
dude. I easily clear. I almost won a tournament with like 40 creators. So
if we get Waddles, Drip, if we get Sims,
that's what I'm saying.
But I got Joey. I'll pull in N64 Josh. I'll pull in I got some people.
Listen, Hari's pretty good now too. He's pretty. I got a whole roster. That's fine.
It's gonna be.
I love that. Yeah,
but
I love that. You're on.
The second part of that is, what do we bet? I'm not doing a hot chip, but what do we bet?
No more fingers either. No more fingers.
I think we bet this. We bet the losers have to go on the winner's show and just kiss ass the whole time. You gotta
Oh
kiss
my
ass
god,
the
you're
whole
the
time.
best Mario Kart player I've ever seen in my entire life.
Mhm.
Every
And
opinion
then-
we have
and
is exactly
the-
right.
Just like
the,
every- I agree.
The losers community, like that's for us, like the people, the creators, the fans of our shows. The losers squad has to go to the winners like YouTube video or wherever you leave comments and stuff. Leave a great review for the winners. On Spotify, Apple, or like leave an amazing YouTube comment. Like that's what we should do. That'd be
I
like.
feel like we can workshop something
"You're
with
the
that. Yeah.
best
Yeah,
ever."
we can do something like that. I'm down if you guys are down.
Yeah, we're down for sure.
Cheesy's
want him,
gonna
man.
chicken out, so
Of course.
he won't be involved. We all know he'll chicken out.
I think I'm pulling like a 36-hour day on June 5th midnight. Like I
Yeah,
get
so
my
I'm
Switch,
taking
I'm just going
I'm taking
for forever.
I'm taking Thursday, Friday off when it comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if my kids have school, but I already told my oldest, like, you're not going to
You're
school
not going to
Friday.
school
I'm
that day.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what you got going on, but it's not school. I can
Get
tell
your
you.
license or sleep in.
Yeah. It's not school. So you'll be sleeping in because so will I. But hey, real quick though, hey, tomorrow, big day.
What's tomorrow?
Pre-orders.
Oh, okay. We're not in
Well, Not really
It's-
tomorrow.
almost tomorrow, almost in 24 hours.
Yeah.
That's okay. So
25 hours. Something like
we're
Okay,
talking about
yeah,
how
all
they're
right.
fumbling, how Nintendo is fumbling this launch, but we're all getting a day one. So are they actually fumbling?
that. It's
that
not
hard.
us.
Like,
No, that's
It's
what
not
I'm
us.
saying.
It's
That's
not
what I'm
us.
saying.
But
It's
like,
not- it's
how many of
though.
how many of us are there? And like there's
Not
no
enough.
way. Say they do produce 20 million or whatever their units. Like there could be 20 million of us because we know like all those people bought Wii U's. Like 13 million people bought Wii U's. So like there
I think-
could
yeah,
be.
I think price is a bigger deal than you're making it to be. And not that it's a bad deal price. Don't get me wrong here. It's that people can't afford everyday things as it is. People complain about
the
$10
economy
I agree, I
is
agree, I agree.
tough. Yeah.
So
it's
like,
tough.
like I was just talking to my buddy Nuge tonight, and he's in a pretty good place. And I'm not gonna say he's not like I'm poor, but he's in a pretty good place. But he's telling me things like I'm looking forward to. First of all, I can't justify the price.
Would you
I'm
consider
like,
yourself a peasant?
Oh my god.
No,
I'm sorry.
He-
I'm sorry.
he can't justify the price because number one, he only plays like games like Fortnite, Marvel Rivals, games like that, and he's like I'm not buying
Fortnite's
for
day
that.
one.
Dude, and it's 120 frames per second. Let's go.
But he
There
already
you go,
has
just
PS5.
sold him
How
on
about
it.
that?
He already got PS5. They can do that in a handheld.
I don't think it'd
whatever.
do
He's
120
No,
on
dude,
PS5.
not-
Yes,
Okay,
okay.
well, not on the portal. I mean, maybe.
The Portal is super laggy, so okay.
Yeah.
We'll continue. Sorry, continue.
He's trying to buy a car this year, and he told me he's like,
Yeah.
"Listen, I just can't. I mean, like, I got money, but like, I want to spend like, money on a car, not on a game console that I already have 2 others of." And I'm like, I completely understand. And that's just him. I'm sure if we talk to other people out there, they're like, "Yeah, I really wanted day one." Actually, somebody in our community, I think they wanted day one, but they just said like, "Listen, that
Can't-
price,
yeah, can't
that
swing
price is going to be really difficult." Like he's trying to sell something right now just to get it, and that's
That's
what
why
I
I've
did.
been
I had
telling
to
people
sell.
go to-
I sold my OLED, guys. I
Yeah.
sold my Steam Deck. I sold like $500 worth of accessories that I didn't need anymore, granted, but just things that I'm like, I could have kept them, but like I can't afford it. I can't afford 450, 500, but I made it work by selling things I didn't need. But that's just me. Some people aren't willing to do that either. So like the price, while it's a fair price, I agree. I think it's a great deal actually. It's still 450 United States of America dollars, which is very expensive in today's economy.
No, I
Freedom
agree.
units.
And I have to acknowledge that like I am in a privileged position, right? I have 3 Switches sitting behind me that I'm not going to get rid of. But like if you GameStop's doing I think a pretty good deal. Like it's 100.
That's where I'm going. Yeah.
What is it?
100 down. It's
Two.
$100 down.
Well, he's talking
And
about
then-
Johnny's
I'm
talking
thinking
about
the
the-
trade-ins. I'm thinking the trade-ins.
Trade-ins. The trade-ins are $200 for a Switch OLED, $175. I might be wrong about that. It might be $125.
Nope, it's 175. These are pro members. These are pro members. You have to be a pro member
Okay.
to get these.
Yeah,
trades.
maybe
I
it's
might actually get rid of my
125 and
my
one-
one light because like I don't. It's $100 for a light. I know that.
Yeah, $100 for a light. It's okay. So it's $100 for a light, $125 for a regular Switch, and then $175, I believe, for a Switch OLED, which is pretty good. And if you go to GameStop to pre-order that, you only have to put $100 down on it, and you've got a long time to piece the rest of that money together. In
Canada, by the way, Canada is $300 down for the Mario Kart bundle and $250 down.
Yeah, but isn't it like $7? Like they're paying a lot of money.
Yeah, but I did the calculation. It's still more than, but it's like twice as much as us still. But it's if there's any Canadians out there, just that's for you guys.
It's definitely like if there are listeners out there that it is too much. I understand. I get it. Like it's definitely like the economy is not. This is not the best time to release. I would say a luxury item or like a. This is not it's not a necessity, right? Like we don't need this to live.
It's totally luxury. It's a luxury.
Yeah.
It is.
And the games being 80, like I get like, people only buy one or two games a year maybe, and $80 that's a lot. It's a lot of money for a game.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about this as well. This is completely along the lines of Nintendo fumbling the launch here and then fumbling everything. Can we just talk about this? Is they pick the absolute worst time to drop this thing to begin with? I mean, with Trump coming in office and messing it the entire.
Could you imagine if they'd have done it? Could you imagine if they'd have done it in the rumored time that they said they were? No, even earlier. What if it was before? What if it was like October of last year?
They should have announced it then. They should have announced it leaked,
when it leaked.
August to October is when because all the leaks happened, right? So that's when it should have been announced. When the leaks came out, guys, they got it right. They nailed the leaks. The leaks nailed it. So why did they wait so long to announce it, and then another 2 more months just to show us the game trailer to let us know it's coming out in June? Like they just wasted so much time, and like they knew this. They knew what were they doing behind the scenes. Yeah. You can't tell me that they couldn't just do it. They could have, because I'll tell you what, they did just do it in January, because that's when the real leak, the biggest leaks hit, and that's when like, fuck it.
You're telling me Mario Kart World took 10 years to develop. Like that game had to be ready for, like they're probably just polishing it for years. That game had to be ready last year.
Yeah, it was probably looking the way it needed to look and go on Switch 1. They were like, you know what? Actually, just go ahead and make that 4K. Keep just pushing with that. Make just
let it cook. Let it cook.
Polishing. Well, yeah, just let it go. Let it go. It's fine. You're probably right. I mean, think about it. 10 years.
10 years. And see, that's what kind of annoys me about that direct, right? It was 10 years for that.
They showed us what? Like the same battle modes and the same everything.
Less battle modes. There's less battle modes. They took away battle modes. Yes. They took away. There's no tournaments. I love the tournament feature.
That open world is the biggest disappointment I think of the whole thing. Honestly,
what do we get for? I'm assuming there's going to be stuff that you get for completing the challenges and missions.
Yeah, it's TBD on the open world. Drip might be negative. I'm TBD on it. I'm not sold.
Yeah, they didn't. I feel like they didn't want to show us everything. For that.
Why? You're charging us $80 for it. You have a full-on Nintendo Direct dedicated to it. When do you show it then? When? Like, tell me why I'm paying $80, please. No,
they didn't show us everything though, bro. Obviously they didn't show us everything, but they showed us enough for me to go, I wonder what else is hiding in that open world. Because we saw like there's like rails and the P thing.
I'll give you this. I'll give you this. The only thing that gives me some glimmer of hope that there's some really cool thing that we don't know about is the depths. That's what gives me hope.
So you're thinking there's something like the depths?
No, I don't think there's something like the depths.
Where do you go for Rainbow Road? Nothing. Where does they tease Rainbow?
I've already seen the leak for that. It's in the sky. It's on a cloud. You have to like go up a thing. You think there's gonna be underground? I don't think there's going to be underground. The only reason I bring up the depths is just because if you look at all the marketing before we actually got Tears of the Kingdom in our hands, Nintendo said absolutely nothing that there was an entire second map underneath the map we are. And that was another one. They did not talk about it at all.
And that was another one where they were trying to justify a higher price, right? They were trying to justify the $70 price tag.
Yeah.
When everything else was $60. So
yeah.
I'm going to be really interested to see how this thing sells. I'm really interested. And how much, like, they're pushing the bundle. How much of the bundle is going to be available?
Well, see, I heard two different things. The first thing I heard was the bundle was really limited, and I was like, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I mean, why even do it, especially at launch? But then now I'm hearing that there's more of the bundle one than there is the one without. Like, that is going to be the easiest one to get, the one with Mario Kart.
Where'd you hear that? 'Cause I just heard that it was limited. That's still where I was
Again,
at.
like
I
another
heard that
like
weeks ago. Yeah.
why are they not upfront about this?
Why isn't it on their Twitter?
We should not be having a conversation about
Like
this.
I
now.
went to GameStop tonight, not for Nintendo Switch
too.
2 stuff. What?
I almost did.
I asked, like, I went to 2 GameStops today actually. And I asked both the workers there, like, hey, are you doing pre-orders on Thursday, like in store? And they're like, yeah, we're doing pre-orders. And I'm like, well, how many do you have? And they're like, I don't know. I'm like, how don't you know?
They know. They
were probably just, they're not the managers, so they might not know the allocation.
Right. The stores know. They
Yeah,
know.
but also like they didn't know if they were doing a midnight launch.
They are. It's on. I mean, they.
Yeah, I think if I would have talked to like a manager, it would have been different.
I called 2
GameStops.
I called 2, and I got 2 different things, which is interesting. The first one was a slightly bigger area in my area, and they had said they gave me a lot of information. They gave me all the information I needed. Everything they had, everything they could tell me at that point. This was yesterday. They could. They told me that, we don't know at this time how many units, but we do know we are having them, and we can't tell you the exact amount yet, but we will be posting them either Tuesday evening, which is obviously right now as we're recording, or Wednesday at some point. By the end of Wednesday, we'll be posting on our windows how many units we're going to have, which I'm like, that's weird. Like the exact number you're putting, I'm going to guess it's 100, because that's what the rumors have been saying, is that GameStops are getting, I think everyone's getting 100 at least.
Yeah, well, I've been getting comments in some of my videos where I'm talking about pre-orders saying that people have called GameStops and got numbers like 30. So
dangerous. Oh, I think it might depend on your population area,
but that's in store though, right? Like
that's in store. They're only doing
store. Yes.
I thought they were doing online. They're doing online at 11 a.m. Eastern.
Are they?
Yeah, they're also doing online.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's like delivered to your house. Not.
I'm gonna end up with like 5 pre-orders because I don't know what's happening. Like there's gonna be a bunch of stuff. Like I know a bunch of them are doing midnight pre-orders, like Target and Best Buy.
Target's doing midnight now too.
I think so.
I heard
because GameStop is doing midnight. Okay.
GameStop's doing midnight launch.
Yeah, pick it. You can pick your console.
Best Buy, I think, is also
happy
doing.
About.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to. That's why I think I'm gonna do GameStop.
Dude, I'm gonna get all my work done that night. I'm gonna get home. I'm gonna film the unboxing. I'm gonna have everything ready. Just over to Geeb, done, and then I can wake up the next morning and just enjoy my Switch 2. I can't wait.
Geeb's got to work though.
Wonderful.
That might be you want me to edit that early in the morning / late at night? You might need to pay a premium for that.
I just want you to do it first thing it's got to go out first thing in the morning. That's all. Not first thing. Just
I might get mine, do an unboxing, and post it like as soon as I get done that. I don't edit though, so it's just like
honestly, this might be one of those ones where I just I have a sponsor for it too, and they've already paid me, so I have to make sure that they're involved in all that too.
Nintendo?
It's not Nintendo.
I feel like Nintendo's never going to send me anything again, and that's fine. Honestly, like it feels kind of it's hard to because you can't really speak like if I get a Switch from Nintendo, like I can't really criticize them.
Yeah. I know.
And I have to disclose whenever I show the Switch that they provided me the Switch. So like I don't really want that.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I totally understand that. That's why no, Skull & Co. is the sponsor of the unboxing video. They were like, yes. I gave them the option to like, yes, absolutely. Send the invoice right now. Let's do it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I've been getting so many emails about accessories. I have some Switch cases right now. Cases
I'm looking at a pile of stuff right now over here. I got more on the way. Gee, by the way, the Neo Grip for the Switch 2, if you want it, I do have another one on the way. So if you want the red and blue one, you can have it. I'll send it to you. I got the all black one coming, which is the one I want.
I got a couple from Mumba and I forget what the other one. Supcase. I don't know.
You don't know about Mumbo.
But they sent it to me, and they're like, "When are you gonna like post a video?" I'm like, I'll do it when they reveal it. And then like all this bad press came out about the Switch 2, and it's like, do you really want me to post something now or wait until like I don't even have a Switch 2 to show it?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's kind of where I was at with these too. I got a pile of stuff here. I'm thinking about just doing a video and just like, hey, look at all the stuff that's here. Like we're gonna do videos on it once I can like test it. But like, look at it. It's here. Like it looks cool. Some of it's very cool looking.
I'm waiting for my Satisfy. I'm not special like you guys are. I don't get free things all the time like you guys.
Oh, listen, D-Brand told me to go fuck myself. Basically, sorry.
Sorry.
I did. So I did a spot for D-Brand, and
they were like, no, thank you. I was like, oh,
I still have to invoice them, but I don't think they're gonna do another one because they're like, if this goes well, we'll work together moving forward, and then I never heard anything. So
they got Linus.
Listen,
they got the big
got
ones.
Linus. They got
Linus.
I don't even want money from. I was just like, I just want the kill switch.
It wasn't a lot of money.
That's literally all I want. I just want the kill switch. Give me that. They were like,
it wasn't a lot of money. Let's say, and then like that's why I haven't invoiced them because I'm like, it's not worth it. I hate making an invoice for this amount of money, but I got to do it because it's money.
I paid for my Satisfy Beat 'em Ups edition. I'm very excited for it.
Back on topic. The reason we wanted, well, Cheesy wanted to bring you guys on is because he actually likes you. I don't know why, but Drip, you actually were able to play the Nintendo Switch 2 at the New York Experience, and I know you talk a lot about it on your podcast. Now that we're how many weeks out? A few weeks out. How have your feelings changed? Did you still?
No, dude. Listen, this thing is premium. It is so nice. Like once you hold this thing, it's literally like it's everything that you wanted the Switch to be. It really is. I mean, there's some shortcomings, maybe as far as like I wanted some really bigger like controller size sticks. Kind of wanted that. Not getting that. They are bigger on the top. They feel a little nicer. But I mean, dude, I don't know. The more and more I like the time I'm away from it now, I'm just like, I need it back in my hand. I can't wait to get my own here. And then I'm starting to see all the other people too. Like they've done the LA one and they've done the one in London, and now I'm seeing other people touch them too. And I'm like, I remember what that was like. It was fun. That was fun. I wish I had one right now. I'm telling you, wait till you get this thing in your hand. And I think that's what really sold me on the 450, honestly. Like where I have absolutely no question about 450. It's just holding it in my hand, playing it. The only thing, what did I play handheld? The only thing I played handheld was Mario Kart World. That was the only thing I got to play, like, actually on the screen. But, man, that was it. As soon as I picked that, they made us play it on the TV first with the Joy-Con grip. I was like, that was awesome. Like, whoa, wow. Like, that's cool. And then they're like, okay, you want to play handheld? And I was like, oh, okay. And I actually picked the thing up, and, I got to hold it earlier and take the Joy-Cons off, but they weren't, like, units that you could turn on. They were just off. But man, that screen, I don't care what anybody says. Anybody worried about this OLED? Get over it. Get over the OLED. Get over it.
We're gonna get OLED in 2 years, so it's fine.
We are, and it's probably gonna have less of the bezel. Even if it's in this same. I don't know how you go bigger at this point. That's the thing. That is the one thing when you get it in your hand. It is like,
what is it? It's like 8 inches.
It's the screen's 7.9. It's basically 8 inches. But I mean, dude, this thing is so significant and nothing at the same time. It's so hard to explain because it's like if you've held a Steam Deck, like what that is. That's like
I think it has heft. That has heft. That has like it has the
on a It's
like also
riding a chopper. It's like riding a chopper.
What I noticed most about it, the Steam Deck in particular, compared to the original Switch, was like original Switch, you definitely it was bigger than like a Game Boy. It's not kid ourselves, but it was still a handheld. Like you very much felt like a handheld. When I got the OLED or the Steam Deck in my hands, I finally felt like, okay, I'm holding a computer. Like my shoulders are physically separated. I can feel the separation in my shoulders more
the
than
bigger
the Switch.
screen and everything's bigger. But this is the weird disconnect when you pick this thing up for the first time. It's like you're seeing that, like that's what it looks like, but it still just feels like a Switch. Like it's so familiar in your hands. So that
that's good. That's good because the Steam Deck doesn't feel like a Switch at all. You know,
yeah,
it feels like a Switch. I mean, that's the thing. That's the disconnect. It's very hard to wrap your mind around what you're holding, especially in that moment. Like, they threw us all in there like cattle. Like, get in here, play. But like,
when you look at it, when you look at the Switch 2, like it looks like a solid piece of tech. It looks sleek. Like it doesn't look like the original Nintendo Switch. Like if you look at the neon. Neon,
it looks
like a toy, but this looks like a piece of tech. It looks like a Steam Deck or like a,
it feels like it too. It feels like it too.
One of those handheld PCs.
Yeah, my biggest thing about, like, I mean, I got limited time with it handheld while it was actually on, but like my biggest gripe is probably going to be that kickstand. I see so many problems with that kickstand.
I mean, how often do you use the kickstand though?
Never, but I can see 100 million kids out there pulling it out and then leaving it out or grabbing it by it and like it getting caught on something and it just warping. That thing's gonna have so many problems, dude. I can tell you.
Well, that's for the OLED edition in 2 years when they bring back the OLED. I don't know why did they get rid of that? The OLED kickstand
have no idea.
Is so nice.
That's it. Yeah, it's
money.
The surface.
Yo, it's definitely money. It's definitely money.
It's really simple. Look at the kickstand. It's missing the middle part. There's a reason for that.
If it
that's pennies, but when you times it by the amount of units that they're selling, those pennies become hundreds of thousands of dollars to maybe even millions.
Yeah, that kickstand would have made it $500 instead of. But the OLED kickstand's so nice. It sucks.
It is.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. That's probably the one thing. I don't know what's going on with the sticks. And if you want to talk about more of the stuff I actually held, like that was probably the thing that impressed me the most. The Switch itself was wonderful. It was great, awesome to use. The Pro controller, I can't even explain what is happening with those sticks. It is like magic. I honestly can't. You have to feel it to understand what it is.
I mean, I think the Switch Pro controller is like one of my favorite controllers. So the Switch 2 Pro controller is day one buy, no matter what, for me.
It's like, I don't care what they charge for it. It's worth it. I can tell you that right now. It's worth it.
$85. That's what it is. It's cheaper. Yeah. It's cheaper than a pair of Joy-Cons.
Which is weird.
Which is crazy because listen, I'm telling you, the sticks on this thing. Just wait till you actually get it in your hand.
A lot of people
I could explain to it.
A lot of people are worried about the Joy-Con sticks, because the Joy-Con drift, and they don't have have the Hall effect joysticks on the Switch 2 either.
That makes sense.
But they haven't had
in the videos.
They haven't had stick drift problems for a long time. Like
they all they did is add something on the back of the shell to hold that piece.
But it worked, and the stuff doesn't drift anymore. So I think we'll be fine.
Well, they couldn't use Hall effect anyway. Like a lot of people have been bringing this up in my comment section. I'm like, is that actually true? But like the more you look into it, it's like they have 2 huge magnets on the side of this thing. Like, are you going to put a stick in there that also relies on very meticulous placement of magnets?
It's a good point.
And I can tell you this again, pulling those magnets off the side, you can do it. It's not an easy task though, unless you use that button. Like actually manhandling that thing off the side, they're strong. They are quite strong.
I'm not too worried about the quality of it. Like I don't think. I mean, if something goes horribly wrong, say the joystick or Joy-Con drift comes back, like it's a widespread issue. Like they'll just do what they did with the Switch 1. They'll fix them for free. Like I'm not
like it didn't happen.
Yeah. Well, they do fix the Joy-Con for free.
They do fix it. Yeah, they're like,
But
that's weird that that's happening. That's not an issue or anything.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but
bring it in. We'll
don't worry about it. We'll sue you if you talk about it, though.
Yeah.
But so you got to play Metroid Prime 4, and I'm super jealous of that.
That was my favorite part of the whole thing.
Does it feel dated? That's my question. Does it feel?
Oh God, no! It's awesome. Like
Who's
if
saying
you're
that?
listen.
It's Metroid Prime, right? It's the same. I feel like first person scanning is.
It is. It's just like if you've played a Metroid Prime game, you're gonna be right at home here. But I'm telling you, that 120 frames per second, man, that's some juice. That's
But
I
it's
mean,
only
it's
1080p.
Oh God, yeah.
Or is it 720? It's 720 in handheld, isn't it?
Handheld 720, dock 1080. But
That
it
game
doesn't
looks
matter.
gorgeous, man. I don't know. Like from the screens, it looks gorgeous. So I can't imagine.
I was looking at the monitor as I was walking over to because I walked in that room and the first thing I played was Split Fiction because it was like the first thing I came to, and I was like, ooh, it's a little disappointing. It was a little ugly, but yeah, it ran okay, whatever. That was fun, and I was alone, so I played with like the Nintendo rep. Him and I played together. I felt like such a nerd. But the next thing I was like, okay, I'm wasting no more time. Where's Metroid Prime 4? I'm going to find that. And it was all the way around the next 2 aisles, all the way in the back corner. And I stood there, and this guy was like, you want to play? I was like, I do. Yes, I do. So I sat down there, or I stood up there. They have like a big desk mat. And the guy was like explaining. He's like, have you ever played? I was like, yeah. I know how to play. Yes. And he was like, mouse mode. All you got to do, you just touch the desk. It'll just do it for you. And I was like, you don't have to do anything. It just does it. So I started with the 2 Joy-Cons like this, play and just going through. I played the demo they played at the treehouse. That's exactly what I played with the boss and everything. I played the same thing. So I'm going through there, and I'm like, okay, doing it with the 2 Joy-Cons, and then I was like, oh yeah, I honestly for a second forgot about it, and I put it down, and it just the stick just shuts off. It doesn't work anymore, and it's just mouse mode, and it is super accurate. I mean, I'm not somebody who's like, oh, I have a really nice mouse and I play PC games and I know every little detail about all of how this feels and how it should feel. But I can tell you this, I was very happy with how it felt. Really, really precise movements. I mean, super fast. My aiming was 1,000 times better. I mean,
can you still lock on or no?
You can still lock on. Yeah, you can still lock on. Yeah, you don't lose the ability to lock on. But what's cool is when you are locked on, you're not locked directly to that all the time. You can move it out if you need to, but still be locked onto that person. But then like also move out and like shoot other things, but still be locked on to whatever it was that you were locked on originally to.
I'm so pumped for that game, man. I mean, I'm a huge Metroid fan. Metroid Dread, I think, is one of the best games on Switch.
Oh, dude. Oh yeah, I had such a good time.
And Metroid Prime Remastered is phenomenal as well.
I'm playing through that right now. I actually restarted it, and I'm back to the place I got the first time, and now going past that, and I'm playing it on a Switch Lite actually with an OLED replacement screen. Yeah.
Did they have the camera there?
They did, and they had it set. Oh my god, yeah. There was a whole section in the back, people just back there screaming at each other, yelling, playing Mario Kart Mario Party Jamboree.
There's a mini game where you have to yell.
Yeah,
yes,
sure.
I know. Oh, trust me.
Oh, you played?
Everyone there knew. I didn't play. No, I was watching them. Like, God, like that. Okay, like that's cool. And they were like right behind me when I was playing Metroid Prime 4. I'm like, hey, I'm doing something important here. Can you please shut up? Seriously, stop. No, it was like every 5 minutes I heard somebody yelling something, but that camera looks absolutely terrible.
Yeah, I don't know if I commend them for showing it so much, or think
I mean,
they're
that
being
takes
stupid
balls.
because, like,
Am I going to be the guy who defends him again? Because I know why it looks bad. There's a reason.
I do
why it
too.
looks bad.
Yes, I do too. But
And we talked about this on our show, Drip. I'll
yeah,
mention it too.
give them props
It's
for
actually-
showing it like that, though.
It's number one. People are complaining it looks bad on the why they show it. It looks bad because that's what it's going to look like. So they're not going to trick you into thinking it's going to be high frame rates and crisp quality. They're not going to trick you. That'd be misleading. They're not going to do this.
It's
They're not
not
going to
like
mislead
people
you.
have not done that in the past. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a pretty
And
regular
I commend
practice.
them for not misleading people. I mean,
Exactly. Hey, I do
don't
too.
mislead.
I do too.
But
It
and
still
there's
looks
a
like-
but-
it
and
still
there's a
looks
really
terrible, though.
easy, obvious explanation why it looks so bad and why the frame rates are bad. Let's look at the frame rates first. Frame rates are bad because Nintendo said they're reserving the power of the system for the games, not for the frame rate. The little tiny box you're gonna have at the bottom of your screen is not important. Your friend's gameplay is not important. Your gameplay is important. So they're
Okay,
they're
fine.
reducing the frame
but
rate.
the main gameplay looks bad though. Like,
It doesn't
here's
matter.
the-
It's nice that it's there at all. It doesn't really matter. It's not important.
no, like your main
You're right.
gameplay looks bad
No, it doesn't.
when you have the cameras like going.
It's
like,
just a
No,
little smaller.
your gameplay looks okay. But here's the problem I have. Is when you can switch it to watch somebody else play, but then you bring them up to the big screen and it's still 5 frames per second.
Yeah.
Like, can we maybe like move our priorities over to that one since it's
I don't
now the
know.
main one?
I think if people have a problem with it, they're gonna have a problem with it. I don't have a problem because I completely understand what they're doing and it doesn't bother me. But the reason why your face looks bad too, it's like, oh, the face looks bad. It's because it's a wide angle lens that's designed to sit back under your TV feet away. Okay, and it's up to the one camera can get up to 4 players' faces. And what that
I
means
did see
is
that. That's
and what that-
impressive. It's
and
doing
what that
face
means-
tracking 4 times.
it's face
At
tracking
once.
up to 4 faces at once off
That
of
is
one
impressive.
camera and taking
That's
a
very
1080p and zooming the crap out of it. So it ends up being like 240p, but you're getting 4 240p faces basically out of one camera that's sitting 10 feet back under your TV or depending how far your couch is. away
Well,
from
and you got to think
the
about
TV.
this too. It's detecting those tracking 4 faces, putting it in 4 different places. The camera's not doing that. The Switch is doing that.
Yeah, it's not moving. The camera's not on a gimbal. My
Well,
camera's
that's
on a
what,
gimbal.
well, I'm saying.
You know,
like
I
the
could put my
Switch,
camera
the
on right now,
Switch
but that's
is
expensive.
the Switch's processor is making all that happen. It's not the camera that's like, oh, I have it's not the brain. That's just the camera. It plugs into the brain, and then
Right.
the Switch says, I'm finding all these people. That's another
Right.
reason why it looks 5 frames per second, because we're doing it all off the system like that. Honestly, I take it back. It's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive.
It's impressive.
I mean, that's actually when I stop and think about everything it's doing at the same time. It's okay. First of all, capturing 4 faces at once with one camera like that. I mean, that's
power. It needs power.
Hey, now we're playing with power. That's a very like, I don't know. Cameras do that. They do have that capability, but not $50 cameras. They don't have that capability. Like my camera, wherever it is around here somewhere, has that. I can find and track faces with that camera.
How much is that? $3,000?
Yeah, it's a very expensive camera. I mean, others can too. It's not like that's the only, lower models, but a $50 webcam that's tracking 4 faces, putting them in the places they need to be, and also at the same time cutting out the background in real time.
That's
a lot.
power. That's power.
That's a lot of things happening.
Okay,
at once,
I think
especially
you sold me on
4
it because
times.
I'm thinking of, I don't know if you guys have ever played the arcade Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
at
I
like,
have.
at like Dave and Buster's. So
Yeah.
it takes a picture of your face.
Yeah.
And then it puts, whenever you see each picture on the track. But this camera is a live feed of your face. Like it's not just a stagnant picture. So whatever reaction you're making, you could see that above the racer.
Above the car, yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty impressive. That's
There's
why
a lot of
haters-
processing going on there. There's
The
a lot
haters
of
are going to
processing.
hate. Like I said, the snowball began when Nintendo fumbled it from the very beginning. But that's something that's gotten lost in that snowball. It's actually impressive. It's the opposite of unimpressive. It's impressive what this camera's doing. And also, to add insult to injury, there's that Piranha Plant camera that's 480p, and I think people are like, Nintendo's selling a 480p camera, and it looks like that.
Well, that's not even
totally
Tory though. That's just a licensed.
I know,
camera.
but it's the misinformation cycle that we live in, Donald Trump, today. That thanks, asshole. And like, this is the problem. I mean, like, people taking it out of context, and people are going to believe it as fact. Like, it's
yeah.
not,
I wish we weren't talking about I wish we weren't talking about price. Of course, like, I want to be talking about the games. Like, I think Mario Kart looks great. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna put a lot of time into it. But the price is just like a dark cloud over everything.
It is. Well, and let me ask you this: do you think the price of all this stuff would be even the game? Do you think it would have been such a dark cloud if they would have just been upfront about it? And just said, this is what it is, and this is.
I mean, I think they would still get backlash, but yeah, I think you have to get in front of it, and they clearly knew they were going to get backlash. Right? You can't.
No, they were terrified. Clearly.
You can't be the first company to charge like a more expensive price for a game,
right?
And expect everybody to be like, "Oh, thank you so much, Nintendo."
Well, especially right now.
Take my money.
Can I say something about that I haven't said yet? I get it. Okay, Mario Kart, there's no extra skins that you're getting with that price. It's the game, which is the game, and you're getting the game, and it's $80. But most recent example I can come up with is the game I purchased most recently, Monster Hunter Wilds. That game is not $80. That game is $70 up front. But you can pay $80 for it, and you get like a t-shirt.
It's optics.
And then you can get
optics,
and then you can pay $90 for it, and you can get 2 t-shirts or whatever it is, and then like a sound effect and a butt jiggle emoji, and you can pay up, and you can do that and just get more dumb shit.
Okay,
sorry, up to $120 you can pay for that game, and it's none of it's adding value to the game. At least what Nintendo does is all that stuff is included in the $80.
No,
and plus there will be free updates. Like
we don't know that. They didn't say that.
Okay, no, okay. Now listen, that's where you're wrong, and this is exactly where you're wrong about this, Geeb. Yeah, this is where you're wrong. They have not told us a damn thing about free updates. Haven't told us shit. But your analogy right there with Monster Hunter, they have told us about free updates, more monsters being added for free.
Just very, very recently, yeah.
Well, and they told us before it came out that there
was
going to be.
They're like,
there's going to be updates, and they do that with every Monster Hunter game. And it's not like, okay, and this is something, I don't even want to go here, but I'm going here. Geeb said something a while back that I see out, like, optics is not something that people want. I kind of agree with him, especially more now seeing what they're trying to do. If you want more money out of this game, why didn't you just make it free to play? Like, why didn't you just include it with the system and then charge people for stuff? Or like, dude, they did the same thing. They've done this already. Like, I know technically Mario Kart 8 Deluxe costs $60 if you want to buy it. But how many of those games did they give away in bundles? They didn't charge any extra for those bundles, did they? They were still $300 or $350, weren't they?
Millions of copies I'm sure were sold via
and then
the
they were like, but we have all this DLC that you can buy. Double the tracks. Get all this stuff. New characters. Or, hey, don't even worry about paying for that. Just jump into our online service and you can get it all for free. Who cares? Like, why are we not being strategic like that? And at least you're talking about optics.
Good idea, right? It's a good idea. Probably should have did it.
Think about the optics of that. Like, that looks way better. Like Mario Kart World, free to play. We're gonna have updates for it all the time.
What value?
They will cost money. They will cost money. But if you are in our online service, they won't cost money. Like,
then you sell
why not?
Subscriptions. Man,
why not? We know it.
They could.
We know everybody wants Mario Kart anyway. Everybody wants it.
I had to say so bad. They could have helped the optics, and they could have made more money by making it free to play. The optics were you're selling the console at the higher price than everyone thought, but you're getting a free game with it. That's positive for optics. Second thing is you want more money. Free to play would make you more money because what value does the meal system at the gas station? What does that add? Nothing. It's stupid. But guess what? You could have taken that stupid thing that you did and turned it into money-making machine and selling those skins via
each character has
microtransactions.
4 different skins right now that I'm seeing right now. It's 4 different,
4 different character slots.
Yeah, and it would have been easier.
which
it would have been easier to just like make more and make more and more costumes as you go along, make more money. They could have made more money.
They are going to do
had
that.
better optics by making it free to play.
I think they will do that. They might charge us down the line.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If we're charged for this now at $80, like I am gonna have a huge problem with that. Like,
just wait. If you're angry now, just wait until they charge for the outfits.
It's
later.
like you're charging $80. Like if it's
Whatever
not being updated as we go here, like, and that was like the upfront charge, and they're just gonna not have to worry about DLC. They'll just throw it in. Yeah, cool. I'm all fine with it. Like $80 at that point, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But
the only reason I feel like they're not gonna do that is during the whole of Switch's life, whenever we got these like Mario sports titles, they would always promote them by saying free updates periodically.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
and they didn't say that with the Mario Kart. I mean, I know we're gonna get.
They also
updates.
put those. Yeah. They also put those games out like clearly half baked. Like the free updates were just the rest of the game.
I mean, I kind of feel like
one of the complaints that this game's half baked, or at least
I feel like
baked.
I feel like Mario Kart World doesn't have as much content. Like there's 32 tracks, which is.
Is there 32? I thought there was only 30.
Oh, maybe there's 30. There's 30 or 32, but which is the amount that Mario Kart 8 started with, and that now we ended up with 96. I mean, that's what they're gonna do. This is a 10-year game, right? And they're gonna update it over the 10 years. Now, if these are they gonna be free? Are they not gonna be free? I could see them doing something like if you buy it within the first year, you get like free updates, and then they start releasing paid updates. I mean, they charged us for Mii costumes in Smash Brothers, so I don't really put anything past them.
Yeah, well, and I mean that's and it's not like they're the only ones doing that. Every company's charging. I mean, God,
it is optics. If they would have came out and said the base game is $70 and then had like a digital deluxe version for $80, it would have been completely fine. Like people would not have cared.
Nobody would have batted an eye at that.
Exactly.
Well, and that's the thing too. This is something else I don't see talked about a lot here, because we all just were like, oh yeah, games are just going to be. We're just going to like assume that, and no one said a word about the $70 games. Everyone is like, that one $80 game. But like, we did just have $60 games on the Switch 1. Like, well, all of them except one. Here we are. Like, everyone's just transitioned into $70 on the Switch 2. No problem. Not a word about that. Not a word.
Between Twitter and our own comment section, Drip, I've seen this, and you guys have heard this before. It's nothing new. But like, Nintendo makes baby games, and baby games shouldn't be costing this much. Period. The argument is they shouldn't be costing 70, let alone or 60 for that matter, let alone 80. So, and that perception, there's a lot of those vocal minority people out there who are adamant that Nintendo makes baby games, and they should not be priced as full price games.
When you think of Astrobot on PS5, that's $60. So that's what people are basing it off of. Like,
well, that's a man's game. That's a man's. That ain't a baby game. That's a man's game right there.
Kirby being 80 is offensive to me. It's just offensive.
It's just bad. It's just they did it wrong. They did it wrong. They should have just said, "Here, you could buy. Just pay $10 if you want the Switch 2 version, like Zelda, or $10 for the DLC.
They complicated everything.
Or both. Like pay $20 and get both of those in addition with your game order.
They always have to try to like do something their way, and a lot of the time it's just overly complicated. Like there's all these things that are tried and true now in the gaming industry, like the $70 games with digital deluxe versions. And hey, if I could pay $100 to play Mario Kart 3 days early, I'm paying that $100. But I don't think anybody would be mad.
Gonna do that. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do that too. Yeah. I
Like,
would take that. Yeah.
if they start doing that, like, yeah, I wouldn't be mad because I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's not like other companies aren't already doing that. Like this is like you said, it's a very normal thing to give that option. It's not forced, but it's there. You know, if you want it a little early.
But you don't even have to pay $80. That's the other thing. You don't have to pay $80.
Right. Yeah, that's not the stand. You can still pay the regular price if you don't want any of the extra. Like, you have the option to pay just the regular price for the game. Yeah, they've taken that away in this. They're just forcing.
Technically, you do though. Technically, and we still don't know. The Switch could come out day one. We get it in our hands, and we find out you can pay $10 to upgrade Kirby. Like I would not be shocked to see that they fumbled it again and just didn't tell people, oh, by the way, you can just buy Kirby. You could pay $10 for Kirby if you have it already. You don't have to buy, you know what I mean? And like all this could have been avoided. Like,
I hope it flops because I want to be an ambassador again and I want to get free stuff.
Hell yeah.
I hope it flops so games are cheaper later on, like the Wii U. That's what I hope.
I thought for sure that they were going to drop it. Like they were going to come out and they were going to be like, yeah, we actually.
I mean, did you watch the tree houses and stuff? Just the comment sections, like.
Oh yeah, it's just all drop the price.
I watched for because I had it up as I was driving to New York, like I had it on my little mounted thing, but I was like, I'm just gonna put it so I can see the chat, and every time I just glance over, hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, drop the price, like that's all it was. I'm like, dude, this is nuts. Like it's nuts. It's hours and hours. The entire time.
Yeah, but then it would be a big deal that they turned off comments.
Would have been a big deal if they did. Would have been a big deal if they didn't. It's they've done this to themselves. There's everything they've done is to themselves.
They're doing the whole head in the sand, like
I think that's the biggest problem here. That's the biggest problem. If they would have just came out and just said, "This is the price. This is the price of this game. This is what all this stuff's going to cost." Fight amongst yourselves. Like, whatever. Yeah. This is what we do. Like, that's what Apple does, because that's who they're trying to be here. They are trying to say that our stuff is premium. That's why it doesn't go on sale. Our stuff is above everyone else's. And I mean, as far as like development and the way that their stuff is, I mean, they don't put out half-ass games. Like they do, you know, maybe there are some frame rates here and there, but there's definitely not any half-baked games. Even if there are half-baked games, it's not because they're not ready.
It's not like quality issues. Yeah. It's just like
they've just pulled content out so we can have different golf courses later so they can keep people buying.
I honestly I don't mind that. I actually like that the prices don't drop because I want I buy day one, so it doesn't really matter. But I want my stuff to have value, right? Like I don't want.
Oh yeah.
Like, I have Call of Duties from a couple of years ago. They're worth $5 now.
Well, dude, like, I don't want my $70 game, a $70 game on Switch 2 at this point. It's going to be $70. $70 game on PS5, Xbox Series X, PC, Hogwarts Legacy. I waited.
Buy it
you know how much I paid for it? You know how much I paid for it when I bought it on the PS5? $15. It's a $70 game.
I bought that game after it was only out for a year, less than a year. In fact, I got that game for like $25-$30.
Yeah. Well, okay. And that's the thing. Yeah. Nintendo's games aren't going to do that anymore. It's never going to happen. All this stuff we've been hoping like, oh, Nintendo Selects, like they're not coming back. Nintendo is on a new trajectory of our games are such high quality that we cannot put them on sale because that would be absolutely insane. If you're going to do that, just say it. Just come out and do the thing. Say, listen, we are Apple now. So it all costs this. It is what it is. It's our ecosystem. Get in or get out. That's it. Like they have to own it if they're going to do this. Like
Apple just raised the price of their base phone this year, the SE model. They raised the price for like $120 or something, but they owned it. They just put the price out there. They just slap it out there.
Yeah, I feel like Nintendo wants to do that, but they're just really scared.
Cowards. Unlike us, we're not cowards.
Spineless.
Well, we are an hour and 20 minutes, and I enjoyed this conversation.
That is young.
Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for
to be blunt. The night is young.
No, that was 3 days ago. It's too late.
Yeah.
But
That's
Thanks for
Drip's joke,
having
not
us.
mine.
Yeah, appreciate you having us. This is
Yeah,
fun.
man.
yeah, so
Can't believe you started the way you did.
am I keeping that in? I don't know. We'll find out. I feel like I
Send it
have
to me
to.
if you don't want to keep it in. I'll post it.
Nah, no, I'll keep it in. Whatever. I don't care. I don't want those. I don't want those people listening anywhere. Anyway, get out of here. You are the reason we have these stupid tariffs and an idiot in the White House. So, anyway, where can people find you again?
I was letting Drip go, but he's not getting the message.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I was letting you do your thing there. Sorry.
After you.
Well, people can find me at youtube.com/Drip Media Gaming.
You don't know your own channel.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. The rest of them don't matter. That's the only place to find me. That's the spot.
Go watch Drip's channel because he pays me because I edit his videos. That's where you
Yeah,
can find
there
me
you go.
editing his videos every night.
Yeah, I mean, I plug the podcast over there plenty. It's fine. We don't need to do it here.
Go listen to Drip and Geeb Podcast. It's like this one, but better.
No.
Oh.
And I'm Johnny Bo everywhere: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and the Nintendo Powercast, where we don't talk about Trump. But final thoughts. What are your final thoughts?
My
Cheesy's
final
the
thoughts.
love cheesy.
Nintendo needs to take a couple shots, walk to the other end of the bar, and talk to the girl. Like, just stop. Stop beating around the bush. We're here. We're ready. It's fine. 450 is good. 80, we're not happy about it. But if you tell us to our face, we'll be fine. So take a couple shots, walk over to the bar, get some courage.
It looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck. It's a duck.